Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome to the rarest Gundam toy I own, the 1-to-1 scale G-controller from Gundam X. It's morphin' time! Now before we take a look at the G-controller itself, let's discuss its history. After War Gundam X ran in 1996, it was not a great success. For whatever reason, it didn't hit the right market in Japan, and it was sadly cut short early on. Now, this was much like the original Mobile Suit Gundam, so it's no impact on the quality. In fact, I think that Gundam X is one of the most underrated Gundam series of all time, and more people should check it out. I highly recommend it. It is a different kind of Gundam show in the best way. But more specifically, the G-controller in the series itself is the control stick for the Gundams. It's removable as an anti-theft mechanism, which is good because, you know, Gundams get stolen in practically every show. However, the main Gundam, the Gundam X, was stolen by the main character, Garrett Rand, in the first episode because he stole this little thing. And honestly, what's really cool about it is that it's a very unique example where there's a control device that is very iconic and distinctive that has to be used as a key to activate a mobile suit. This is something we'd see later with Gundam Age, which also released a toy of the Age device, but is very uncommon in the overall Gundam universe. So, I'm really glad that Bandai made a 1-to-1 scale G-controller. What's kind of odd about it is the fact that I can find no info online of how much this cost, when it came out, or how many were even made. I imagine it came late in the toy cycle, and the toys probably got canceled before the show did, one of those kind of situations. But I honestly have only ever come across this thing for sale about 2 times. The first time I saw a listing for it on Mandarake, where it was sold out, and that was when I first learned of its existence. And the second time was naturally when I bought it. I lucked out and got one of these. I ended up spending about 8,000 yen, which was about $80, and I have no idea if that was a good deal or not, because this thing goes up for sale so infrequently, there is no way to track the actual price value of it. This is what's amazing about it, is that, you know, sometimes when you get something that's incredibly rare, the price will be $300, $400, $500 on the aftermarket, but I paid about $80 after shipping for this. So it's still rare because I hardly ever see them up for sale, but it is actually one of the most beautiful things that I've ever owned. This is so amazing because in 1996 you did not get a lot of 1-to-1 scale items. This was before the prop replica market ever really took off, especially in Japan, and so a lot of what was coming out at the time was approximations of size. But holding this thing in my hand, this is an adult hand on this thing, and it is full size. This feels like a mobile suit cockpit piece, and it's honestly really cool. Especially for the fact that this isn't just a prop replica, it actually has an LCD game inside, which I didn't even know about prior to owning it, just because, you know, no one hardly ever talks about this thing due to its rarity. So overall, I think that what I wanted to show off here was just, hey, here's a video about what this thing actually does. So let's get into it. Now, my G-controller didn't come with its box, but here's some pictures of the box itself. Very straightforward on the front, shows the G-controller. On the back, it's pretty vague about what it actually does, which is probably why I didn't know anything about it. It also came packed in a plastic tray. The G-controller itself is beautiful. The silver really pops, the plastic color is really cool, and I love the green chrome. It adds an extra layer of depth. I also appreciate the fact that the screws on both chrome pieces are facing outwards, which gives it a unified look. Much like in the show itself, it does open up to a satellite cannon mode, which has a targeting computer. This also reveals an extra bit of chrome in the front, just giving it a little more pop. And we can see the copyright information is hidden on the bottom of the lid. The targeting computer itself is an LCD screen, and when you insert 3 AAA batteries, you can activate it. Alright, let's do the actual demonstration of what this thing does in real time. So turning it on will activate this display of the Gundam X itself. Moving this knob will decide the position of which thing you want to use. So for example, if you want to use the Vulcans, you gotta press up and pull the trigger. So you get the sound of the head Vulcans or the head clanging. Push left and you get the beam rifle. Push right and you get the shield. Push down and you get the leg thrusters. and then push it without moving a direction and you get the satellite cannon. So pretty cool overall, but that's not all. Pressing this button will access a game mode where you have to match up the directions that flash on screen. So we're going to see how well I do. So we got 225, here we go. Level 1. Alright, I cleared level 1, time to go to level 2. Level 3. Level 4. Nope, I missed too many, and now it timed out. My score is 230, which is my new high score. So that's a pretty cool, fun little game you can do. And yeah, you press this button, you can go to sound effects, or you can go to the level mode. So pretty cool overall. And then to turn it off, you just close it back up. And that is the G controller. So here's the G controller with other Gundam control devices, such as the Age device, which is an electronic piece, the GP base, and the diver gear, which are essentially just action bases. But overall, Gundam control devices are a very rare thing in Gundam toy lines. The G controller also makes a nice display piece alongside model kits from Gundam X, seen here with the high grades and the Build Fighters Leopard Da Vinci subbing in for the Leopard that Bandai has not given us. And that's pretty much it for the G controller. I don't have anything else to talk about. All I got is what I have in hand and the very sparse information online, because that's it. There just isn't any more to be found. I've looked on Japanese wikis, looked on English wikis, I've tried to look under different search terms, but the G controller is that rare of an item that it definitely seems like it came out and was discontinued almost immediately. That's my only explanation for how this is that rare. Like, it only goes up for sale online every few years, maybe? And that is something that you don't see a lot in the collector's market. Because even some of the rarest pieces, or what we see as rare or the most expensive ones, they're up for sale. There's at least one up for sale at all times. So for this, it's actually become kind of a, holy grail for a lot of Gundam X fans, but also just kind of a white rabbit for others. Because honestly, if I hadn't known to, if I hadn't set up an alert on a Mandarake page that hadn't had anything in stock for years, I may never have found out about this being up for sale. So I'm very blessed to own this, and I'm very happy to have it. And hopefully more of these end up hitting the market, and more Gundam X fans will get a chance at it. I know it's a long shot for Bandai to do a version 2 or a reissue of this, but I'd really like them to do so, because I think Gundam X has its fan base. But right now we can't even get a model kit or high grade kit of the Leopard, so this is a little bit of a long shot. But honestly, if you're looking for it, it's going to take a lot of work and it's going to take a lot of searching, but I hope you can find one, because it is the quintessential piece of a Gundam X collection. So if you enjoyed this video, please share it with other Gundam X fans, because like I said, I didn't even know what this thing did till I owned it, so hopefully this video was informative to you. If it was, please leave a like, leave a comment down below, and tell me anything that you want to tell me. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to keep up future uploads. I definitely want to do more videos like this in the future. And also check out Hero Club at hero-club.com, and my awesome graphic designer on Twitter at darkclaw643. And until next time, this is Soundout saying goodbye.